Okay,
It's
so
only
doing that.
the first 80 seconds that it works
No,
to
Die voor
demonetize.
tvangsbeslissingen. Nee, sorry.
Alright.
Nee,
Ja.
de eerste 8 minuten is het zeker. is wat.
I don't even know anymore. But how you use a foreign language, oh no! Anyway. So. Last we left off. You had your first encounters and meetings in the city of Alosso, trying to somewhat scout where you are, find out what happened to the city and where you stand currently, and how your return might affect things. You had a very vague and totally not coded in any sort of way conversation with Lynn and the owner of the Golden Leaf Inn. So yeah, with that, some information about the city was unearthed, and you extended an olive branch to the leader of your old troop, your old guild, Cassius, to see if...
He did not used to be the leader.
No, so there's a story perhaps to tell there. With that, you were, well, suggested not to spend the night in the city, as things are a little unstable, as it is quite clear that your arrival in the city is now well known, or at least spread around, for maybe the self-preservation of the proprietor of the Golden Leaf Inn. You spent the night at a temple of Pelor, I believe. And Nolan had a little bit of a excursion, nothing to worry about there.
Kan ik daar binnen in een tempel van Pelor? Ik word niet neergesmite.
Nee. For expediency's sake, because you weren't there, we didn't do all of that. Although Cassius had a mild nausea. So yes. And there was some talk about some strange abandoned farm, but none of that is relevant, I think. So with that, this is where you all... Yeah, don't worry.
We don't particularly know. They were only mentioning this specific farm in the conversation that was overheard, I think.
Yeah, but we visited a couple of farms and they were all cursed, no?
Yeah, there is a theme. There is a theme, I will say, yes. It's, I have no creativity. But, I assure you this is a different reason. With that, however, all of you get, for some, a well-deserved or needed long rest. And with that, the dawn breaks over, well, Cassius, now that the light of dawn hits this place, you look outside. This is a place you've avoided for a very long time. The almost toxic fumes coming off of this brine lake. And now when the morning mists barely visible, a certain island.
Just.
It is then that you notice, I will say, a knock on the door of the temple in the early morning. And you can see a very grumpy priest just step out of his own living quarters, look around, and say, "This isn't a hotel. Want you out? Come on." And there's gonna be a morning service Right, lots of people come, so scram. Waddles
Thank
to the
you for
door.
Peller's hospitality.
Sure.
May the light guide your path.
It always does. And you see a little boy, maybe 10 or 12, and he looks at the priest and gives him a piece of paper. Huh? Unfolds it. Who's here by the name of Cassius?
That would be me.
Here. A message for you.
Take the message.
It instantly explodes. You take... no. It has a drawing on it of a greyish looking cup. Maybe with a little bit of a shine to it. And if you want, you can roll history.
Sure. History. Famously good at that.
Okay. It's not too hard for you. Thank God that was a 10. This is alluding to the Silver Cup Tavern.
That was the one. The other one that you mentioned earlier, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Silver Serpents have a way to set up audiences. It's a normal tavern, but if you wanted to hire them, that's where it'd be. But it was the one without no protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other guys did tell us that we wouldn't be welcome in the Golden Leaf Inn, so that makes sense. All right. Then I'll tell the others we got an invitation to go to the Silver Cup Tavern. If you're all still up for it, then we should get ready and get going.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Sure. I'm finally getting my voice back. I can talk again.
Nasty
That's
throat
good.
infection you had
Yeah.
there.
That's good, Cord.
Yeah.
How well do you know Nossor, Cord?
How well I lived there.
Do you know of a tavern deep in the bases, underground of Nossor?
Well, it's Dwarven City. There's like 3,000 taverns, you know.
That would fit the description.
And inns and dives and bars and...
Yeah. It's an endless list.
It's a tavern in the darker corners of Nossor. There was always a drunkard.
You know,
Yeah.
Nussar is a big part underground, right? There's all dark corners. They're all taverns. They're all bars. If you don't have any specifics, I doubt I can help you.
I know, and that's not. That's all that's written in these pages. So
You're not really selling your home city, Cord.
Well, dwarves live underground. You know, it's a dark place. It's lit with torches and magical crystals and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of dark corners and there's a lot of taverns. Cause you know, this might be new to you, but most dwarves like their drink.
No,
yeah,
that's not
but
new.
it's written like there's dark corners, and this tavern is in the darker corners of Nossor.
Hmm.
See,
Oh, there's another
Maybe
level of
it's not
darkness.
literal light. It's in a criminal district or something.
but it's fine. You don't know your city. It's okay.
Do you know every bar in Ilish?
Of course not. I know every library.
How many
There's
libraries are
only
there in
one.
Ilish?
3.
Nasser has two. That's like the real one, and there's like the with the dirty books, you know. The
Oh, those.
yeah,
I never dare go in there.
that's probably in the dark corner you're speaking of. Well, I'm not sure there are two. I only seen two. The didn't really stay with me.
The which the taverns or the books?
The libraries, yeah. But
I
wait, you
mean,
have a document on Nasser? It's something I missed, I guess. Uh, where did you get this document?
I found this. Yeah. I
my
don't
mind
know
is
where.
waiting.
Well, I as a player forgot where Nolan found it.
Was it recently or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Nolan's running to his memory palace, floors up and down, stacks of boxes. Where is this information?
No, it's actually it's written by Erebus Moldovar. It was we went through some books. Yes, they showed us some books in
Yes, the books that the books that
we were
would
talking, and there was one particularly very interesting book about which has been written by Erebus Moldovar, and he describes, as Erebus Moldovar, he describes a meeting he had in the lower corners of Nosor in a tavern where there was always a drunkard hanging about, telling about the tales of his life story, which predates the Arcane Dawn. So the fact that Erebus Moldovar met this man means this man was hundreds of thousand years old.
Any other specifics on the drunkard?
No, but I do
No
know we met the drunkard
dropping
in.
sand or yeah.
Yes, that's why I do know we met Texosar,
But
apparently.
a drunk dwarf isn't that uncommon?
in the dwarven
Uh,
tavern. Yeah, that
yeah, they're all very vague.
Because
And Erebus
the
Moldovar, I guess that's a very old book, so the tavern could be long lost.
was it the dwarf, the one we met in, was it Greven or Oratal? Oratal, I think.
The one losing sand, that was a
Dusk
dwarf.
Yes.
Swallow.
No, Dusk Swallow.
Understand one. Or a dog.
Yes, the one that showed us, gave us some directions. It was. I learned later that this man was the Zixozar. And he told Erebus Moldovar all kind of stuff about how life was predating the Planar Dawn.
Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting, yes. Big portals where one could teleport apparently thousands of miles away. And stuff like that. Lost cities with incredible inventions of science and arcane intertwined, lost to the calamity of the abyss. Unfortunately.
Hmm.
Well, but you don't know, so
Yeah, no,
if ever we
be anything.
we go to Noster, we should find ourselves a pup in the darker corners.
A pup. I love puppies.
Yes, I was about to say.
Uh, not, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Enough dilly-dallying. We should get ourselves in some trouble.
Yeah, we.
So-
Trouble is my middle name.
No, it's really not. It's really not. You are
Oh.
troublesome, but that's something different.
Oh, I am in trouble, am I not?
Well, that's just plain rude.
I know, I'm joking.
Noted.
You continue back to the city, and as you reach the sprawl of Olosso, I'd like you all to make perception checks, please.
Ooh, first roll.
Yeah, let's roll some dice, you know?
Perception. Oh, long rest. Yes, I can roll. Portent.
Ah, yes, portraits, yeah.
I will first roll
Oh.
perception.
Get those good rolls out of the way.
My perception first. And then...
Okay.
Portent.
I will say it's hard to look at the numbers while things are rolling. Okay, so Dario and Cassius. Cassius, you're on edge, so you're paying a little bit more attention than you should, or than you used to. And Dario as well, you...
Nolan had a 19, by the way. He had the highest of all of us.
Okay, never mind. Well, then Nolan as well. There are certain patterns, and Dario, you've started to recognize these patterns in cities. In the forest or in the swamps, you know when things are too quiet, that something is amiss, and a pattern disturbed. Your subconscious takes it in before your eyes do, or your mind does. And Nolan, you as well. A distinct lack of eyes. There are no guards on the streets. Scant few people. Here and there you see someone leaning on the corner, looking at you as you pass by. Always just a little out of sight, or at least a shawl or a cloak. Hard to pinpoint the face. There's a few wagons on the street, farmers, but never on the street that you're walking on. Always a distant. You hear the hooves of horses dragging a cart. You hear the wheels on the cobblestone, but you never see them. Eventually, you feel like you're being corralled towards your destination.
I gently wave.
Before I forget, I'll open a group chat in my
Okay,
head.
Group chat.
very well.
We can use it for 4 hours or 5. I didn't. Equal to the number of hours holds. Okay, so we can use this for 4 hours.
That'll be plenty. With the silence, although I'll say, Nolan, you still pick up in the distance the clanging of maybe an anvil or the hauling of parts from the mines. You come to a small square. There is a little temple to, let's say, Corellian. In the city square, old, demure. That's a word now. I actually used, but now it's tainted forever. And there is a fine establishment. You have a door with a little overhang, a sign that simply has a silver cup. No words spoken. And just the faintest decor of snakes on the windowsills. You know this place. You might have even frequented it now and again on common ground or business. And you smell the kitchen preparing breakfast. There's someone leaning on the front door. Again, hooded, cloaked. You notice someone small. First, you think it's a child, but quickly you see, as they lift their face, that this is a halfling. A face you might have seen before. I'll allow you a history roll on this, Cassius. No.
Nope.
So many faces, long since past the memory. But he leans on the door and looks at all of you. And then stares at you a little longer, Cassius. Without a word, he hits the door with his elbow. And the door unlocks, opens, and he steps inside.
Well, I'll look at everyone and go, last chance to get out if you want to back out.
This is a trap.
Yes, obviously.
I activate my boots of flying. I don't fly, but I have them activated.
All right.
I just reinforced my grip on my shield.
Wait, is this a trap? I thought this was part of the whole plan.
This is a meeting, but they are ready to ambush us if it goes south.
Boris, can I have my sword?
Your sword?
Yeah, I
Well,
gave it
then-
to you 2 sessions ago. Or, because I'm
Yes,
not sure what I
indeed.
wasn't going to do, but I don't think this is.
Oh
my-
yeah, you handed over your weapons. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
assuming we would have given
will-
them back at this point, right?
I think so. I don't have them in my inventory, but
Ah,
Yeah,
nobody
it was-
said they
it was
brought
a-
Gord's sword, so it's gone now.
Yep, too late. It's in the floating in the abyss now. Yeah, so if you guys want to discuss anything, I will say you've had time with your mental connection to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I will say you still have the mental connection, right? So you guys can talk to Cassius. We're going to be strict on the rules here. This is going to be the game, right? So you guys can talk to Cassius. Cassius can talk to you. That's how we're
Everyone
going
not
to
at
play.
the same time. Just...
Yeah.
Yeah. And you wouldn't know. So I'm going to have to ask you to talk over each other. No,
Please don't.
but this is the game. This is
Yep.
a skill challenge of talking, persuasion, lying, and whatever else you want to bring to the table.
Oh god.
You've had your preparations. You've had 2 goes at this already. Thank the rogue in the party for bringing this shit up. All right?
Yeah.
I want to reiterate. It is very clear that the city is currently in some kind of lockdown. Things are in motion. The door is
Bring
open.
All right.
I will ask just to get. I will ask. Should I cast my mage armor?
You probably should.
Okay. Okay. That's all.
Because I'm thinking I don't have anything I need to
Because so
prep myself, but
I got spell slots, y'all.
ik
Nee,
had
wait.
Bliss level 2. En ik bless iedereen behalve Cassius, sorry, maar je hebt geen concentration spells.
yeah, that's fair.
And bless lasts for how long?
1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking everything's gonna happen now, but that's the
Mhm.
gap.
I
I mean, if
would
we get jumped the
save the
moment we
spell slot.
step inside the door, that would help.
I would save the spell slot, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we
I
are
cast,
retconning our trip to.
Max, er klopt iemand op de deur en je stapt binnen en dat ding is leeg.
Ja.
Dus ik
Die staat
vermoed
wel
dat er
af,
nu
dus-
iets gaat, een ambush gaat gebeuren. Gingen wij ergens binnen gaan? Of wat was het
Yes,
Yeah.
we're supposed
In
to
the
step into
tavern.
the tavern here. That's
You
why
said
we
on the
need
Silver
to-
Cup Tavern. Daar gaat de binnengaan. Momenteel.
Oké,
Dan
Ja.
ga ik.
we waren aan de tavern.
Ja.
Ja. Described by a silver cup and serpents.
Then I'm going.
Casting Dust
ah,
is
for
not
the
a minigun.
before we
Really?
left,
Not
I would
really.
have given my bag of holding to Dario, and I've told him like there's only one item in this. Well, two. There's the portable RAM, and then there's the other thing that you know is in there.
The other thing.
Um,
Yes.
you should probably hang on to this in the event that they want me and me alone. Like they'll probably try and kill me specifically more than anyone else, so it shouldn't be with me.
Toch nog
Okay.
een long rest.
Yeah, I gonna need them.
And when you do that, I'm gonna touch you and I say,
Ew.
yes, I'm gonna touch him and I say,
Might be the last time.
good luck, my friend.
Because every time we
You'll
touch,
manage.
I
And I'm
can't
gonna
see
enhance
you.
ability in charisma.
Oh,
I'm gonna grant him Eagle Splendor.
Ooh,
My
nice.
and
How
that
long
lasts
does it
for an
last?
hour. An hour.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming
Concentration.
I gave him the bag
Yes. it's
outside of
concentration.
the city, but he's doing this before we go in.
Yeah, before we enter. Yeah.
Okay.
And before we enter, I will, instead of casting mage armor, I will activate my robes.
Okay.
Alright. So then, for the people at home who are confused, Dario now has the bag of holding that contains the null greatsword.
I will remove it.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming, do I remove it from my?
No, just say
inventory, or-
that's gonna be a hassle, but yeah.
that's
it's currently on the Dario and all your belongings. Okay.
no,
so-
I mean I have all my other belongings.
So technically,
okay.
you do
with
have
me,
your
right?
coin now.
Is it in there?
My coin is not in the bag of holding.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
All right. So
That would have been
Cassius-
hilarious. Huh?
Yeah. Aha! And now Dario runs off into the sunset. This is what he was after all along.
Finally.
So Eagle Splendor, you have advantage on charisma checks or charisma-based checks.
All right, that could be helpful.
That might be encountered.
It's probably gonna be very helpful.
Yeah.
All right, then I think unless someone else has something else they want to do, that we just walk in, I guess.
I'll give you some guidance.
That's also for a
Don't
minute.
be an ass. Follow the light. You will be.
I feel weirdly guided by that somehow.
Helios guides us all.
Oh. Yeah, what the fuck was that train crash 5 years in my past then? Who was on the wheel then?
Helios can get a little drunk, all right?
It's
It's
been a
the
rough-
chains. It's the chains.
All right, so I guess we walk in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I walk in. I'm assuming they follow.
Everybody leaves. It's like, all right.
You got this, bro.
No,
All right,
I'm
bye.
not doing- no,
Is
I'm
he
not doing
over
this
there?
here.
There's another. Oh, there's a cafe right there.
And all the spells gone.
So
Alright.
you enter and you see a cozy tavern. All of you see big wooden beams, an old building, low-hanging ceiling, all kinds of pots and pans and little keepsakes and little carvings, and which, Cassius, you realize that these carvings, some of them are they look like little puppets, and some of them have their heads cut off, as you realize that these are members of the Silver Serpent and those that have betrayed them or have met an untimely end. You see a manner of engravings. There's a few elven. Dario, you'll see like welcome the weary traveler to our humble abode, but then in Elvish, like general, very tired and cliche things that you would hang in a tavern. You hear the clatter of pans and plates, metal plates pewter. You hear laughter as you come closer and closer to the main dining hall, which again is small, cozy. And there you see a number of people sitting at a table. A large spread of breakfasts. You see some meatloaf, but you see pancakes, you see waffles, you see all manner of bread and spreads on the table. And holy shit, I need to return this because it's broken as fuck. Dat is nu al plat. Kun je dat gewoon? Alright. And
Know what this is?
sorry, that was my fucking earbud. There, all of you are almost crowding in this double doorway. The door's wide open to this room, and these people don't even seem to notice you at first. They're eating, they're chatting. You see actually the halfling that was on the door, now finally sitting. He's putting like a stool on top of the chair and sitting down to reach the table and grabbing a piece of bread and some cheese and starts making his meal. You see a half-elven woman with gray with a streak of black in her hair, which you recognize, actually, Cassius. This is, as far as you remember, this is Nim. Nim being, as far as you remember, the second in command of the Silver Serpents. And she's just laughing. She has got a few teeth missing. She's got a scar you don't remember all the way across her face, and a few burn marks here and there as well. Then you see Lena Blackstone, which was one of the lower ranks in the Raven Knights, sitting but actually with her back, and she just turns to you and then back, which was the expert the lockpick and locksmith of the Raven Knights. And then see a few more people in the corner sitting on chairs, just having a conversation and having a plate on their, not sitting at the table, but having a plate in their lap, just eating. And then this explosion of sound as you hear a large thud, and you see the tall man he's always been, with a big grin on his face. A metal hand where there used to be a normal one, and a thud as you can see him limp with a missing leg and basically a peg leg. He raises his hands and says, "Cassius, come here," and hobbles over. "Is it still Cassius, huh? Still Cassius? Is Harhug's okay today? Huh? Or you passed that?"
They've never been okay, and they are still okay.
I do an insight or perception check to see if the disinterest is faked or not, or if anybody looking at us. Do I have an idea about that?
You can make an insight roll, sure.
Also, did Flint used to have a metal hand and a missing leg? No,
No,
right? Those are
no.
new, eh? Yeah.
Those are very new.
Oof.
And, well, Boris, there's a lot of people here, a lot of moving parts. You're trying to be battle aware, right? And right now, all of these people are suspect. Like, they all look capable. But what they're thinking right now, most of them are just freaking eating. And
I was
yeah.
gonna say you haven't changed one bit, but appears you've lost some bits.
You're looking well. Nice entourage. Boris,
Greetings.
Gord. Dario. Alinadar.
You are well informed.
Hmm. And, what was your name again, little man? Looks at Nolan.
Well, I am the one and only Nolan.
We hadden toch codenames afgesproken? We had
We've
codenames.
we've moved beyond that.
Still,
Yeah.
it knows it.
See? I told you. He's not kidding. Is he? Me. And you see this half elf. Yeah, all right already. Come on, sit down. Yeah, come on. You guys, you haven't had breakfast. I can tell, I can see. Slept on the cold stone, did you? Should have come to me first, Cassius. Huh? Come on, sit down.
When we
And he-
sit down,
Can I roll an insight check? Because this is starting to creep me the fuck out.
Sure.
and I'm gonna sit at a chair, and when I pass Cassius, I'm gonna say, "Well, he's not too bad, is he?"
You can telepathically tell it to me.
Oh, yeah, I'm
I'll
gonna say
add
that,
one of
yeah,
my
definitely.
sounding dice to it. Because I
Okay.
really need to know. It's a 25
That's a
total.
25. $18 plus 7. So you motherfucker broke the tie.
That's a psionic die well spent.
That
Yeah.
is a very well spent die. Because I chose to roll. I would have put the DC at 25 regardless, but I chose to roll it to see if I could get it any higher. But you actually, and you would have. That's insight is wisdom, so you wouldn't have had the advantage. Never mind.
No, yeah. The
Man, you see a lot of emotions. You do feel a genuine. I will do this in layers. You do see the genuine surprise and I wouldn't call it happiness, but he's glad to see you again. There's a genuineness to that. And then looking around your party members, there is a big, you see the smile is still there, but the eyes, they change. He's sizing them up one by one. And you can tell he's a little worried.
that's good.
Then, at the tip of that insight, you just see all of that familiarity, all of that shared history just go away. It just melts like snow in the sun. And when he says, "Come on," it is flicking the switch. He's now doing business. He steps back, he hobbles back, which I will say he's playing up. He doesn't hobble like this. Now he does. Goes back down, sits in his chair, and flops down. Come on. And Dario, you see, like, Nim, the half-elf, she steps up. She's got her hair in a bun to keep with the setting. And just grabs a few things and, hey, you vegetarian or something, Mr. Nadar? Or you...
I eat everything that nature provides.
Good, because that's why I got here. Grab something. Come on. You too.
Thank you.
Is anyone choosing not to eat, by the way?
I don't eat.
Do I see anything specific about the food or not? Or smell something or...
I want to smell the food, whether or not it's poisonous.
All right,
Or
so
intrigued
I
in
would
the-
say that's nature or perception checks. I'll say, or maybe survival. I don't know. You can choose.
I want to use my eyes of minute seeing on the plate.
Okay.
Not sure if I will. It's
You get advantage on investigation also with that.
yes.
Okay.
Is my food good?
Okay. Nolan. Okay, all of you passing with flying colors. Dario, this isn't really nature food. This is high on carbs and high on sugar. This is a big family breakfast, and there's not a lot of healthy things on the table here. But it's more to enjoy yourself and to set you off for a day's work with a heavy stomach. All three of you don't see anything wrong with the food. Everybody's eating it, and at the point where Nolan pulls out his glass and looks, and you see, I'll say the dwarf, Lena, who's like next to you. Oh, come on! And she grabs one of the waffles, takes a bite out of it, and slams it on your plate. See, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not what we're here for. We're just here for a chat, alright?
Oh no, I was just looking at the quality of the ingredients. They are very, very fine, even for the situation we are in. Very well done.
Look at that. He's already starting the bullshit, huh? And
I'll have a portion, please.
The scary part
sure,
is it's
grab
not
it. Just eat. Come on.
sweet.
So, and you can see him like he's stopped eating at this point. You can see the plate is already. He's got a cup standing there, but he's looking at you, Cassius, and it's colorful bunch, huh? Coming in here, and
No idea.
I mean, I'm glad you reached out at least. Takes me back. Well, the things changed. Well, we probably are catching up on those things.
Could say that.
Yeah. It's just bad luck, right? It's just bad luck. Thing that happened. Hey, your friends, no?
Sure.
Sure.
Or
Was
might be yours.
it sure mean? Not, Gord, what does sure mean?
I don't know. I thought we were close, you know.
Acquaintances?
I'm gonna swallow a piece of meat. We are definitely friends.
Yeah. Well,
I'll telepathically tell Gord like it's better if they don't think I'm attached to you, so they can't.
Use us against each other, but that's fine.
Our interests
You
are
like me,
aligned.
right? Yes.
I sure, Gord.
This is gonna end well with Gordon in the
Sure
room.
of you, and it really not convincing, Cassius. I need more than that.
I promised to steal your soul back from some evil ghost smoke monster. How is that not enough?
Telepathically.
Yeah.
We're just staring at
Very
each other
important.
intently.
remember, Cassie, you had advantage on charisma right now.
Yeah.
He seems a bit more glib than he usually is. So, you want to tell the story, or? I mean, it feels like we got to start somewhere. You
We do.
and me, we parted ways few years ago. Just, I mean, accidents happen. Motivations have always been a little. And Nim just pops up and says, a little iffy. Yeah. You know, you remember the place we were robbing?
Oké, ik ga even eerst een vraag stellen.
Ja.
Because my backstory was kind of vague about this.
Mm-hmm.
Is he aware that I was the one that murdered Rollins, or is there a possibility that he thinks, like, I don't know, did I stab him in front of him, or is there a possibility that he thinks, oh no, things went wrong and I vanished? Like,
So
how
here's the
explicit
fun.
was me murdering the other guy?
You were not explicit. You were not specific.
So
And
he might not
I
know.
take that as the Cassius maybe repressing some of the memories and not, or just not remembering everything in the haze.
That is also fair. Yep.
Because
that's fair.
that was a traumatic and cathartic
That was a
moment
very
for
oh yeah,
Cassius.
that was bad. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, so moving back, knowing that both me and Cassius don't exactly know what happened. What was the last thing he said again? Sorry.
You remember the house we robbed? The place?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So, I never really figured out why we were there. Something Becca brewed up, something he needed, was a little off to me, you know? Was that you? Or was that him?
That was his idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it was his idea. It would have been, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that
See,
I
go
wasn't
on.
the one to make the final call on those things, on where we went or what we did.
I mean, you were gonna, right? We're some,
Eventually.
yeah. What was the place again? Man, I'm starting to forget things, and them just with her mouth full, like, yeah, the Falser place, the Baron Falser. It's the one. You know what's funny? Cassius, something I don't think you knew, but I didn't. Becca must have. Was turns out Miss Falsor, Mira, right? Yeah. God rest her soul. She was involved with the serpents. Who knew? Right? So yeah. So I mean,
that explains some things.
it's just a case of bad luck, you know.
That is some astronomical bad luck, though.
Weird. Maybe Becca had something in mind. I've always been, and this, you know, when I heard you were back in town, all of this, I hadn't thought about this in years. I hadn't had the time. So I just start thinking, maybe it was a test. Maybe we were supposed to do something. Maybe he was going to do. Maybe we were the ones gonna get whacked. Huh? On enemy territory, which we didn't know about. I mean, after everything that happens, you know, you had your personal motivations. I know about that. I told all of you. Yeah. I mean, your reasons were sound. Always have been. Never blamed you for that. Never blamed you for that. You need to know that. But nobody's gonna think that's the whole story, huh? People start looking for patterns and for reasons. Yeah. Or were you paid off? Were you on the take? What was happening? So,
The fact that anyone would think that is hurts me a lot, actually.
people talk. Something weird happened. How are people going to make sense of all of that? You know, something big. I don't know. I had to spin a little story on my own. You know, here I am, knocked down on the floor. I wake up. My boss is fucking cold corpse, and I'm in a fucking basement with a freaking gray fucking noodles. No offense, darling. Okay, we used to say that. I'm sorry. So yeah, here I am. Fucking heat up my ass. World changed a little bit there, Cassius. Really quick. So, all of that, man. No, and it's funny because this is the first time I've had a time to think. Because for the last couple of weeks, we've basically been preparing for the end of the world, haven't we? Oh, fucking army coming at. We had plans. We booby-trapped half the fucking city was going to go up. We had the idea from the guy, I forget what city, but he was crazy about the explosives. I heard a really weird story about him the other day.
Malachi.
That's him. You know him.
We knew him.
Better than we wanted to.
Yeah, I stayed away from that one. A little heated.
He's cooled down off now. He's cooled off now.
And there's a story there.
Bag of rocks.
See? I told you. We should have a conversation. You learn something. Yeah, that's just because you're scared, hon. I am a little scared. I am. I won't deny it. I heard a lot of things happening, and I don't like. I was scared when the army was coming, but we were prepared for that. I'm not prepared for this. So, here's the deal. I've heard some things. I know there's a little connection with dear old Nolan up in the Noble District, which apparently is not his name. I've been informed, you know? I think that cuts the red tape a little bit. So, I'll just ask the question, Cassius. A lot of all the things that happened are in the past. And I liked you. We know each other better than most. Things have changed. Sure.
I like you.
Sure.
Gort. Hey, I'm his best friend, okay? Back off, buddy.
This man hasn't told a single lie the entire time.
Okay.
There's a reason why you're here. I respect the gumption or the desperation, whatever it might be.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
As is usual. I need to know, Cassius. What do I want from you? What are you gonna give me? For me to have any choice in all of this?
Well, for starters, we closed the hole in space and time that was outside the city walls, so you're
Well,
welcome
now you're
for that.
capable. No, you're capable. I've always known you're capable. I know what you can do, and probably you know a few more tricks now than you did before.
You have no idea.
Eh. But how can I make this look good? You're here.
How much
You're a
do
bit
you
of an
know
item.
about
Yeah.
the guy who's saved the city twice and is now buddying up with all the important people in the city? Because I get the feeling you don't know a lot about him. And I know that that bothers you.
I know enough. I know he sent something. That army. He really did that by himself? That's what I want to know.
And that's what I know. So then that is what I have that you want.
Still doesn't help me, because he's up there with the nobles, doing their thing. It's another thing, you know, Cassius. When we were all killing each other, we lost some ground. City had to keep running. You know, the bribes had to keep going. That big castle over there, that became a lot bigger after we lost our grip on the income. So, all right, you know him. You know about him. How does it help me down here on the ground?
It helps you take him down.
Do I want to?
I don't know. Do you?
Don't try to be smart with me here.
I get the Sopranos feeling.
I asked you, is he dangerous? Or, if we leave him be, he might blow up the nobles and solve our problem that way.
Well, he's definitely dangerous. To whom is to be seen, but
See, that's
I'd
important.
have to assume that he's dangerous to everyone who stands in the way of his plans. And I'll tell you for free, his plan is not protect Toloso and make it the most prosperous town you've ever seen.
He's plotting something. He came here for a reason.
What reason might that be? Mr. Gorge.
Now that is not something that you'll get for free, now is it?
And now Gorge blabs everything.
That's not blabbing.
No.
He's
'Cause
gonna
for someone who says
Yeah.
we don't have anything for him, you do keep circling back to I want to know what he's up to. I've told you, we know.
I telepathically tell to Cassius. Do we?
Yeah, me too. Everyone probably. Do we?
I'll answer to Nolan like I'm like 90% sure I've understood that you either know what he's doing or can figure it out in very little time.
I agree with the latter.
You told me he's building something.
So he's gonna get up, and the limp is gone. He's gonna walk up to Gord and stand behind you, Gord. At that point, I will say, Cassius, make a persuasion roll.
Persuasion. With advantage from the eagle.
Yes.
Splendor, right?
Indeed.
Oh, dat was bijna 18.
the guidance if it's still active.
The guidance is
we've
no
been
longer
talking
active.
about it in a minute, right?
Yeah. Because, Mr. Gord, we've had a peek. We know Cassius and we know what he's about. We know, he kills people without leaving a mark and all that kind of thing. He's a known quantity to us. Now we've got somebody using somebody else's name. But you're giving me the creeps. There's something off about you. You spoke up when this fella. I've been following your eyes. Keep looking up. You keep. What's there? He's up there, I know that. Speaking of personal motivations. Why you gotta get him, huh? Why are you following this guy?
My motivations are my own. You're just asking a lot of questions. What are we actually doing here? You just keep asking questions. You're just babbling. You're babbling. We're not doing anything here. Are we getting the business or what? What is this?
Make a persuasion roll, Gord.
Nice.
Oh, gast.
Dat is evenveel als mij en ik had een 11
Ja.
gerold. Allee.
Oh my god, is this how you feel with perception checks?
He's gonna tap you on the shoulder, Gords, and just. I'm just trying to understand an unknown quantity here. A lot of new people, a lot of new folks, a lot of new faces. And one in particular is very well known to me. So for the people in the bleachers, me and Cassius go way back. He whacked our boss, caused a little bit of mayhem. A lot of people had to die. Now, it's difficult for me be who I am, let him come back in the city and live. Now, no ill will towards him for me personally. There's a couple of deals. Got the Iron Chain, you got the Silver Serpent. Got a couple of other little rats. They're annoying me.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you already have an offer. Now you're just pulling your strings for a little bit of information. But yeah, the way these thieves guilds talk, it's not how I talk. Just give us a clear offer. You've already made up your mind about some things. What do you want to know? What are you giving in return? Is this a threat, maybe?
What I want to know is who this fucker is, how he did it, specifics. I need to know. That's the information, and then we can get behind you, and maybe if he's a threat. Along the way, you do a few things for us.
Look, that guy, he made a deal with the devil. He gets in power. He's up to something. We don't know what exactly. He's up to something, and we gotta know what. You gotta know what, because your city, your business is related. So that's what he's about. And us doing stuff for you, we're no handyman,
Hench.
henchman.
Henchmen.
Thank you.
Henchmen or goons.
Thank you, Boris. We're no henchmen or goons. Either you come with an offer. If there's problem with our guilds, we'll solve them ourselves. We have a mission here. Either we can cooperate, and then you make us a deal, a nice and clean one, no shady business, and then we'll talk about it. Otherwise, we'll dip our own beans.
Make another persuasion roll.
In his mind, Cassius hears, well, the court is on fire.
Yeah, but
Could
you
be
did give up
systems
some
at all.
information that we shouldn't have given up this for free.
It's no important information in my head.
Yeah, you also told him that we want to know what he's up to, and I've been telling him that we know what he's up to. But yeah.
Yeah, that's not Gord. Sorry.
But maybe you know what he's up to and you never told us.
Yeah.
So I might not look it, but I know a thing or two about, well, whatever the old man's about. I know what a warlock is. I know what they do. I know what the deals they do. I mean, got a couple on staff, but they usually don't last very long. But all right. Maybe I don't want you in the city. Maybe I want you out as quick as you can. This fella, he's right by the king. None of us can get to him. You know, maybe we can get you in, or at least close to the door.
Now we're talking.
Still, there's a couple of fellas, mostly the serpents. They've been trying to figure this out. They've been trying to understand why, you said you closed a hole in reality or whatever. See, they'd like to know why that got there in the first place. Why we've got undead, why we've got demons, why we've got, well, an entire fucking army down in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
One little guy. Even he's, hey, a warlock of Asmodeus him fucking self. Ain't the devil coming to fucking Earth, stepping up and wiping out these motherfuckers. There's something going from A to B. There's something in the middle there. That's a big ticket item. It's something big. And I'm saying I want any part of it. But you guys clearly know what the fuck's going on. And I can't have you come out of here without telling me.
I'm gonna
Go
ask
on.
Cassius in his mind.
Mhm.
Like, can we use the power of the guild behind us if we do tell him everything we know?
If we
If
don't,
we warn him
I'll-
about
yeah.
the absolute
I'll-
horrific danger blackness is.
I'll reply like, if we don't get its support, things are gonna get very difficult for us here and in the future. And
Maybe
like you said, they will have, if they are willing to help us, it's gonna give us a better chance at getting to Black Lannis.
yeah, then I'm all for telling him what's going on.
I'm gonna
Just express maybe
Yeah.
more the fact that he can wipe out the whole of Nossor
Yeah.
or Lossor if he really wants to.
I'll ask the others separately as well, like, are you okay with explaining some stuff? up to and including the fact that there is a soul
Yes.
orb, soul stone,
Yes.
Yeah, so
pact stone.
Look,
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
I
I
wouldn't.
will.
I think we can make this deal without that information.
I'm just along
There
for
are-
the ride.
Yeah, there are already people after that
Yeah.
powerful artifact. They know people who would buy that, or
Mm.
he would use that.
And
I think we
That's
can make this deal. He needs
That's
us.
fair.
Maybe
I'll
not
reply-
mention the Pact Stone, but
I reply to Gord like, I don't think we have a better choice than this, and I think it's mostly Dario's call to make if we reveal it or not, because it's the most important to him. And then I'll tell Flint, like, all right, so you want to know how everything got to this point? You might want to sit down and are you guys serving booze yet? Because you might need it.
All right. Very early in the morning. All right, come on. Get the jackets out.
And then I'll give a
it's
brief
serve the drinks.
overview, leaving out some important details.
Such as?
Of well, I'll go something along the lines of, all right, so picture this, right? Not a little over, like I think it's 3 or 4 weeks ago at this point. I'm finding a dead cultist with some amulet. So I follow it to the quaint little town of, where was it again? Mitchell,
Yarnaville, or was it?
No. Oh, it's
Mitchell.
right? As I arrive there, half the people turn into undead monsters, and a giant wall of undead manifests outside of the city, which is apparently orchestrated by some ancient necromancer who's building an army of undead, right? So after surviving that, me and my new compatriots, who were fighting said wall of undead, we head out to Caraville, where apparently there's a big black dome over a library where people are vanishing into. We vanish into another plane of existence, battle some unspeaking horrors and incomprehensible evils, get back out of said plane of existence. Then the whole city explodes. Right? I am, and I'll look to the rest of the companions like I'm
Yeah,
still on
it's
track,
flooded.
right?
In your mind, you're leaving out quite the important details.
Yes, Nolan, that's on purpose. Right, so then the whole city explodes. Or well, half of it and the other half floods. I was a little hazy on the details, but that's not super relevant right now. So then we head closer to this place where we encountered trails of a giant undead army moving somewhere. Petrolian's deserted and everything's stripped bare, completely gone, wiped off the map, but like not the city's still there, but the people are gone. So then we arrive at Aloso to find another field of giant bones being converged into some kind of thing. And then,
The usual.
yeah, the usual, right? And then there's a hole in space-time ripping through the fabric of creation, and something evil is coming out of it. So we kill whatever came out of it and then close it before something bigger and more incomprehensible can emerge. And then we walk up to your door, and that was yesterday.
So first of all, make
In the
another
meantime-
persuasion roll.
Yeah.
with advantage.
Yes. Oh, come on.
We're rolling
Ja,
so
wel-
good.
Ja, dat wel
Gewoon
gegeven
één
voor
keer
de
boven
vrede,
de
maar
10
zijn.
Patience,
Het is niet altijd hetzelfde gooien. Hè.
Je telt die dan op, hè? Niet, als je dan altijd
Kom dan op.
Zelfs als je ze
Zelfs
zou optellen.
Even then, it would have been pretty bad.
Ja.
That's a good story, right? I believe you. And these fellas here responsible for half of it. All right. Still doesn't quite fill us in on little Nolan Tuskbrew and his magical abilities.
Yes.
I learned
About
them
that.
by studying.
So you're saying, and he goes in to, he leans into Nolan. So you're saying, I believe him, right? Yeah. So you're Nolan. Who's the motherfucker upstairs?
Black Lennis?
Black Lennis. That's his name?
That's his name.
Yes.
The name we know, at least.
All right. So that's guy with this the ability to flatten the city or kill an army.
How do I put this? You know, what was Flint's favorite weapon? Did he have like a preferred weapon or tool or something?
I think the Flint, being a bigger guy, was more of a grappler and a stabber. Like, I've got like the idea of him being a grapple feat and then
Grab him and
restrain someone and then with the offhand start stabbing someone in the neck kind of deal.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So how do I put this in a way you'll understand?
Surprise me.
Imagine he's got a weapon, right? A dagger.
Sure.
It's a magical dagger, and he can use people to fuel said dagger. The more it feeds, the stronger it gets. And if you feed it enough, you can do extraordinary feats like annihilate undead armies and save cities by yourself single-handedly.
Or blow up cities.
Or blow up cities, of course.
Big cities.
Which dagger is he talking about?
Now, you've got the guy wielding that dagger, who's been feeding it, sitting in your palace. Now, what exactly do you think he's going to do when he decides that for his next grand feat, his dagger needs more fuel?
You see that Nim, the half-elf, she'd stopped eating and started listening. Let her roll. Lint's like leans off to you, looks at Nim. She looks at him for a moment. Ain't nothing like a magical artifact I've ever heard about.
Can I see if
Alas.
he's telling the truth?
Go for it.
Ooh.
You see a little bit of recognition. Like, you roll a 20. Yeah, the moment she stopped, Cassius made the analogy, she stopped like chewing her food and swallowed, and you could see like, it's not like she like, oh yes, of course, but there's like a distant something she might have heard kind of thing, like, yeah.
I relay to Cassius to say that they
Yeah.
know something, not everything, but they know
As she
something.
as she says that, I'll go, well, I highly doubt that you've never heard of it. But if you have never heard of it, you should be very worried.
And at that point, like, you see Flint look to you again, and you can see like a little bit of frustration on his face, like, damn, the fuck he's on, what is he on about? What do you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Nim just, no, it's nothing. It can't be, nah. There's no way.
How far is the castle from here? In distance?
About Flint will actually answer, and about 5 miles. Why?
Okay. No.
Nim, what do you know? No, it's just, it's I mean, it's not a dagger, all right? It's not something you stab. He's using an analogy.
Yeah. Oh.
I
Okay.
get that. I get that, Nim. What is he talking about? What do you know? No. This thing, listen, it's like we're talking Holy Grail stuff. We were talking about the fucking scales of Bahamut or something. It's
Well, then-
like,
Yes.
I'm gonna interrupt. Like, then you know exactly which powers, and what we are dealing with.
and you can see like she's getting nervous. And she's like, she drops she drops a fork on the ground, and and this is when Flint is just starting to look, and now there's no smile anymore. You can see like the mask is fallen off, and he's looking at everyone.
And I'll add.
What do?
And he has more than one.
Maybe you should.
What are you saying? Like this is some kind of bomb or something? Like everybody just dropped the fuck dead, and that's what they said. I didn't see it myself.
If he can do that to an undead army, what makes you believe he couldn't do it to, say, an entire town of people?
You see, they don't drop dead. They vanquish, and they are fully, completely absorbed by the relic he carries.
Oh.
That's why you will never see a trace of anyone wherever he went.
Well, in a 2-mile radius.
Mile radius.
No. That's
don't
what I
know.
remember.
Out of
That's what
game,
Nolan
it's
said,
only
so-
the soul that gets sucked in, by the way.
Ja.
Ja, maar toch dat er geen, je ziet toch geen lijken?
Nee,
Jawel.
dat is Kirksterin. Die heeft die
As,
allemaal
yeah,
resurrect.
as the
Ah,
legend go.
oké.
Yeah, yeah.
Ja.
It is
the
soul
stones are
sucky.
only in the soul.
Ja.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Important distinction.
so. This is. Hang on a minute, and Nim is like
your time, it took me a
holding the
while to-
plate. Yeah, she's like breathing. It's like, so what he's saying is, Flint, this wasn't a one-off thing like we thought. This wasn't a big boom and he's done. If this is what I think it is, he just got more out of it than what he spent.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Kind of.
But who knows if he has enough? Maybe he still needs to fuel up.
Oh, he definitely needs to. This was not
Yeah.
his. This
Well,
was not his
let's-
grand finale.
Have you,
Let's say-
have you heard about colonies of pancake disappearing?
That's far away, south.
I don't know. Maybe they know.
That he rolled a 1 on, and she
Ah.
rolled an 8.
Like,
What's an egg?
Nah.
okay.
Well. So
Well, let's say that we will not share every information we know, but as Cassius said, he's not done. He's building up power, and I think he's not finished building up. He needs more, and he will find it in this city.
and Nim says, "Tell him about the pieces." And Flint, he's been gathering these pieces of garbage, old stuff from the plains. Nobody can make anything work. Like, people have been trying for years to make any sense of them. Like, they're traded like as display pieces, as centerpieces for dinner parties for the nobles and shit. We gather them up, we siphon them in. Every year and a half, there's some kind of moron from the academy comes in and wants to puzzle it all together and get the big secret, and then they burn out and leave, spend
I
it all
will-
again.
I will take out the 3 devices, like the cell phones. Is it anything similar to those things?
And the dwarf will actually, Maya, and asks you to hand one of the pieces over.
Okay.
Grabs it from you, starts looking it over. Nah, this is. I don't know where you got this, but this shit's different.
Well, this is stuff I picked up but haven't found the use for it.
Well, we've been playing along. You know, it's been a bit of a rat race because now all of these pieces, they're all going to the castle. Ever since your friend arrived.
What kind of trash are we talking about then?
Rafe. And the half elf, the halfling stands up, moves away. You hear a bit of rummaging, a couple of doors and a lock. Comes back with another one of those crates, similar kind of crate you saw at the Golden Leaf, but this time they like 4 people, like clear a room, and they move things off the table, set it aside, and there's like 4 to 5, this I'll say 5 pieces of this old ruined metal, bent in shape, broken. You see like wires sticking out, but they're ancient. And again, Nolan, you can roll for Arcana if you want to.
I'm going to use my 17 portent, which is plus 8 to 25.
Wait,
25.
We had a 17. Why did we not use that on any of the persuasion checks?
Because you roll way too fast.
Ah, my bad.
So 25 on that with your portrait?
Yes.
Okay. 17 plus 8, yeah, okay. Same roll I had earlier. Now seeing 5 pieces together on a 25. The book you read, or at least the pieces of the book you read. Like for a moment you think you finally had your heart attack and ceased living because your heart literally skips a beat. You realize from all the arcane stuff you've seen, from all the installation at the island and all these things, none of this comes close to the carefulness, craftsmanship, dedication, and, as I said before, the sheer magnitude. Everything that you read on these runes says this is too much. This is beyond mortals, maybe even gods. This is too big, too powerful, and it'll never work. But somehow you feel like it did. You're staring at pieces of a gate, as described by Erebus Moldafar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna telepathically ask Nolan as he's looking at this, like, do you know what this is? And if yes, how bad is it?
Bad. Quite troublesome.
Out of character, this is bigger than the gods and could destroy everything, and it's quite bad.
No, it's one
Nice.
could create a big gate, if I understood, which can open portal to
It's an
other
arcane engine
dimensions.
on Markana?
Nope.
No? Ah,
Nope,
okay.
something way bigger. Arcane engine is small.
Ik heb
small,
Nolan
but-
gemute
Oh.
in mijn hoofd op het moment dat hij aan zijn uitleg was.
No,
No, Nolan, this was not an invitation to start explain. Ah, crap. Right.
And at that point, Nolan, you realize that Flint is right next to you. He stood up as you were explaining this mentally to Cassius. He stood up and he's hanging his face. I'm really sad we couldn't do this in real life because I really wanted to walk around the fucking table doing this. But he's like hanging next to your ear. Because, folks, passive insight and insight rolls are also for the NPC characters. And he slams the box closed, snaps his fingers, lifts it off the table. The other people lift it off the table, and he's just hanging by you, Nolan. So
I can smell sausage.
I push a cup off the table to make noise and racket so that he's distracted for a second.
What?
okay, he is not. You hear the clatter, and a couple of people look over, but he's right in Nolan's face.
Please
And
warn him.
Mr. Nolan Duskbrew, you saw something just now. And I can see, just with that, some of you started sweating. That, just to reiterate, that might be the kind of information we're looking for.
Well, she gave me a book yesterday. Quite interesting read.
This is not the same person
No.
as yesterday, by the way.
No. It's
She has one of
Lynn
those
and Min.
faces.
Sorry. Yeah. Just
All
both
half
half-elf.
look alike
Yep,
to you.
there you go.
Yeah.
Old man racism. We've got it.
He's not the best eyesight anymore.
What's that red band on your arm? I mean,
Well, these pieces in the box are, well, remnants of, well, civilization that existed hundreds of thousands of years ago. A civilization that thrived on superb science and arcana mixed together to uplift society. Oh, I so wish I could have lived in that age.
So we know they're old.
Yes.
Nobody's been able to make him work. You saying he's gonna make him work?
Well, the magic in these things are way too powerful, but I do fear, yes, I think so. They can build gates, very large gates, 400 feet high, 1 mile wide. I have no idea
Gate
what
to
the
what?
purpose of those gates is. No. Well,
You don't.
teleportation gates or something. I think very, very big dimension doors or.
I think the bottom line is you don't want to be here when a gate comes online
Yeah, I fear
and
that
find
since
out what steps through.
I don't.
his motives are, well, more or less driven by a devil. I don't really know what will come out of that gate.
Well,
It's more than a devil, isn't it?
you
It's
know
like the
that
archdevil.
small hole in reality that we closed?
Yeah.
A lot of bad things were coming out of it. Now imagine there's a bigger hole that is far, far bigger than that. And a lot bigger things can come through.
I don't think you even want to be on this realm when the gate opens.
I don't
That
think
won't
there
be
is going
the
to be
realm.
this realm anymore.
Yeah, Dreadful. You see, if you would have asked me all this information 1 year ago, I wouldn't have any clue. But walking around, delving in dungeons, we came to know
Fighting dragons.
there are there are things going on by only a few people. Only a few people in this realm are doing some really bad stuff that can influence the future for all of us. And only a few people like us are trying to avoid it and know actually something about it. And believe me when I say, even we don't really, even we right now, still finding it hard to grasp the situation and trying to figure out every time we learn something, the pieces, put them together. We have come we've come pretty far around now, but I only feel that maybe we know 10% of what's going on, even less.
Make a persuasion roll, Dario. So much persuasion. I was hoping for more deception, but oh well.
Yeah, I'm not a deception guy.
Well, that ship
Oh.
sailed pretty quickly.
Yes!
The kitty ran away.
Yeah, I scared him.
You're also not deceiving
Me-
party.
But
Again,
yeah,
that
Dario
ship
doesn't,
sailed
Dario
quite
doesn't
rapidly.
deceive. I
Yeah.
don't.
The last time we tried to bullshit our way out of something, half the city exploded.
The thing
last
is,
time-
we were trying to, but we wasn't being convinced.
Last
Well, you
time
had
we
to try.
successfully bullshitted our way out of something, Black Linus was still there.
Yeah, you were
You were
taking the
charismatic.
lead. You were taking the lead. We followed.
Mario Supra did everything.
Yes. See.
I'm a master of many things, but if I have to start explaining myself to someone who's caught me, I've already failed.
At that point, you hear him laugh loudly, louder than I will do at this time of night. Aha. Cassius fucking Brecker. You know, I thought we were gonna have to say our goodbyes when you walk through that door. But here you are, come along with the end of the world. That might just be the only thing that can save you. All right. Nim? Ellen's jury's still out.
So there was an actual kill squad waiting outside. I whispered
Nim-
to Cassius.
Nim stands up and
Gonna
walks to the
reply,
other room.
Obviously.
Oh boy.
Cassius. I mean, I like the way things were. You know? I didn't like that the whole brotherhood business. Showed too many loyalties people have. You know? When you're in business, you do your business. Let it all go. Some professional courtesy. Now, people consorting with things outside of the family, you know? I mean, you had the common decency to leave. Right? You fucked up, you did your thing, you put yourself before the work. Not a nice thing to do. But I understood it. What you went through. Now, we're still hunting those rats, you know. The ones who leaked some information to the Brotherhood and found ourselves a position here and there. Just turns out a lot of this is going on upstairs. So, I'm gonna let you leave, Cassius Brecker. But if along the way, find a couple of people, for old time's sake, but we'll take care of that a little later. You guys want to get up to the castle? We can do that. We could put you a foot in the door. There's gonna be a big celebration. Maybe your friend will be there, maybe you won't, I don't know. But a lot of people are invited. Sometimes their invitations, they got lost in the mail. Sometimes somebody else shows up. Who knows? Something like that we can do. We can. We know. My face, everybody knows my face. You fellas? Sure, you came in the wrong side of the door, but we'll just have to make something up, Who you are, where you come from, why you're here. Far away. I mean, I can tell you're all very good liars.
Are we now?
Thank
No,
you.
I'm
Thank
not.
you.
Well,
I
I've
don't
been-
even
I've
need
been-
an inside check to know he's
I've been-
lying.
I've been learning. Cassius has been teaching me the ways of the rogue.
I hear code names and I already start cold sweating.
Maybe you don't speak the language.
No, you do tend to say something but really mean something else. It's hard to figure out what you really mean.
And I made you believe I'm no one plus crew.
But you're not.
Uh,
It would be funny if the world wasn't ending.
Yeah, but it is, so.
That's the best I can offer you. Well, that in your life. So stick around for a couple of days. Get your act together. And we'll know where to find you.
couple of days.
Don't worry about it.
What, you a cliche or something?
I'm walking here.
hey.
Oké, dus wacht hè. Moet ik dat dan begrijpen als...
We're in the castle.
Or
No. We
We
get a
tolerate
chance.
you for now, and we ship you off to the castle, and then we see what happens there.
As
No, we-
far as I understand, you just got
Or
a
is
ticket to
that-
prove yourself if we do the castle and solve the Black Lannis problem.
Oh.
And along the way, take care of some things.
Yeah. We have to stab some people. Well, I mean, not stab.
Rob
just
we
like-
do.
Steal some stuff.
Wait, this the
Take
stabbing
care of
part?
something?
We have to wrap up some loose ends of people who betrayed or who leaked information to the Red
Yes.
Truth.
Mhm.
And then they're gonna drop us off at the castle, and then either we succeed and we're cool, or we die, and then there's
I'm
also no
gonna-
longer a problem.
I'm gonna look at Cassius. Are you going to burglar the castle? Is that what we're going to do?
I'm going to reply to Daddy. I'm so happy you did this. I'm going to say, yes, actually, we are going to do a heist, but first we're going to go to a party, so you'll need to put on your fancy dress.
You see, I was about to drop my spoon.
Oh, yes.
But
It
before we
keeps on
do this,
giving.
we have
Why
a
are
few
we
days in the
tying up
city.
the loose ends?
So, the way this is said, sorry for
Yeah.
the cryptic fucking
No,
mafia
I
don speak.
know.
There is a party. Now, the
Yeah.
party is not specified to be in the castle, because we'll get to that. But once you guys are in that part of town, you're on your own, and he strongly suggests that if you encounter some loose ends, it would behoove you or benefit you in the long run to maybe assist in certain things. Now,
I don't do murder.
That's fine, I do.
I don't approve of this.
That's fine, I don't care.
it might not just be murder because that would be obvious. Maybe it's framing someone. Maybe it's
Framing,
doing other
blackmailing.
kinds
Yeah,
of.
there are cleaner ways of getting someone out of the
Knocking
course.
unconscious and dropping him in the door and let them handle it.
And you know,
how is that?
or-
How is that better than
Maybe
murder? That's like
disappear.
that's like barely one step away from murder. How is
or
that better?
causing someone to have a reason to stab someone else. You know.
Yeah, or just having them embarrass
Wanna
them,
gain-
discredit them.
Once
There
the
are a
Yeah.
lot of fun
Okay.
ways to do
Yeah.
this.
If that doesn't work, we have fireball.
Why am I
Yeah.
play? Why do I feel like playing GTA now? I mean,
Hey,
We're
look,
getting there. So yeah. With that said,
eh,
And we are not being murdered right as we step out the door. That is also part of the.
yeah.
Yeah.
GTC Grand Theft Carriage.
Oh yeah.
It's heist time,
Uh,
baby.
It is heist time.
Or
And
like,
with that,
I want
he's
the clown
gonna.
mask.
It's not gonna be that kind of heist. Or maybe, you know, if you guys want to be a clown troupe, by all means.
I do have a tuxedo for that.
I mean, there is going to be a heist, and whether or not it is set to the soundtrack of Mission Impossible or the Pink Panther is yet to be determined.
Please be better.
Oh,
You know, if you all show up as a group of mimes, your deception checks will be much easier.
It's gonna be
With
a lot
that
of
though,
role playing.
he's gonna get up. Man, that was a good meal.
that it was.
Well, I'm not really hungry anymore.
Good, that's the point of
Yeah, I
eating.
don't think it was a meal. I don't think it was a conversation.
That's fine, lad. You did good. And he slaps you on the shoulder, and he like massages your neck for a moment, like with a really hard.
Oh.
You did fine. You certainly did. We'll go over the details once we know a bit more ourselves. The game's afoot, dear friends. Excuse me. Enjoy yourself. Eat something. I had to say the line. And he steps out, disappears into one of the rooms.
can I?
You see quite a few people leaving the room with him.
Can I insight check him at the end to see if he's not holding anything back or not telling anything that he could be telling us? Or
You're
like, I
wondering
don't-
if the mob boss is holding something.
I
back.
know, but like maybe I can
Figure out what.
I don't know, dude.
No.
I
talk to
still
him.
don't know.
He's hard to read.
He's hard to read, man. Maybe I'll roll one. Let's see. No, that's a 14 and a 19.
So yeah, no. I don't know if he's holding anything back. I can only assume he is, but I have no idea what.
Cassius,
So-
which game are we playing?
Hmm.
The Game of Thrones.
We are playing 5D chess.
Okay.
But unfortunately, our opponent is definitely cheating.
Yes.
That's not fair.
No, it is not, Nolan, but then again, is life ever fair?
Yeah.
I've been taught it is. I have experienced it's not.
That explains a lot. Daniel.
We should get out of here. I'm sick of the thieves guilds.
I'm sick of this city and we have to be here.
Oh, but we've only just begun,
Yeah.
Gord.
Do we
Then you
still
should
have to
live in the
sleep
woods.
outside the city, or did we just get approval to find an inn?
No, we
By the
could
way-
stay around some few days. Let's find something nice.
I took to understand that as we are not going to get whacked while in the city, in like a coordinated attempt or anything. We might still get whacked if we're in a dark alley at the wrong time of night, but that's like just standard also. So
Show us a reputable neighborhood and in them, please.
you will have to leave the city for that.
Oh, is it so bad?
Somewhat reputable and area and in them.
Are
But
we allowed into the gold leaf then, or because
Uh,
was his disclaimer? I don't want to see you here until you fixed your shit, or was this just get the fuck out of my inn? Don't come back.
That was more
free.
like he wants you as a problem, like out of the city as soon as possible. Because,
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? At that point, you will see Nim actually is still around, stands up as well as you guys preparing to leave, and he okay. Wait, hang on. Somebody say something, because this just went dead.
Blah 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 blah.
Oké.
no.
Geef mij shit. Ik moet dit echt inzenden. Holy shit. Die, blijkbaar met een firmware.
Je
Ah,
was opgeleid toen je begon, of?
100%. Dus die is gewoon broken as shit.
Yeah,
That
that's
makes sense.
not okay.
So she's just gonna come a little closer to you, Cassius, and
I hate when people do that.
yeah.
That's why they
Apparently
do
she
it.
knows. Yeah, she knows. And you could tell, like, she's probably in her early 40s or so. But half elves look a little younger than they are.
Yeah,
she's got
it's
this.
the half of thing.
Yeah, so she's got the scar and everything. She's a little worn. She's a little hunched. But you realize as well that she's more than capable of very much stabbing you in very rapid succession. And she's a bit more wise to the magics and everything. And she's just, don't blame him for being the way he is. He's talked about you a lot during the years. He's still a little confused. And all of this, it's been a stressful week. When you came in the city, he really felt bad about having to kill you. You know? So didn't really expect this the way he thought he would. And he's happy about this. He's gonna help you as far as we can, you know? There's things we can do. But at least for the serpent, the Ravenites, don't worry about us for now. Okay? Can't say much about the Iron Chain. But it's so if you want, you got our pardon for now. That's gonna take something out of us. That's gonna ruffle a few feathers. People are gonna ask questions. Maybe too many questions. You know what happens to those people, so.
They commit suicide with 3 knife strokes to the back.
Accidents happen.
I give a worried look.
Mm,
How?
Don't ask questions.
Yeah, it's fine. Thing is,
People fall out of windows all the time, Boris.
Yeah.
See, that's why I never want to sleep in a building.
I thought it's mandatory to place like these railings before the windows, so you cannot fall out.
That's only in rich parts of town.
Oh,
and sometimes they end up missing anyway. But
Or they're loose.
thing is, he's got a soft spot for you, even after everything. This is taking out a lot. This is he's basically writing you a blank check here. So she gets a little, and the kind face sort of fades away a little bit. If you fuck this up for him, for me, for us, city limits ain't gonna cut it this time.
If we
When
fuck
is-
this up, we have far bigger problems than
Yeah,
some
point.
thief skills being angry at me, but
I think then,
I understand
think-
what you're trying to say.
yeah, I think when we fuck it up, there will be no reason anymore to kill us.
Yeah.
If we fuck it up, there
Probably-
will be a long
we
line
will
of things that want
probably
my head.
already-
And
Yeah,
you'll have to get in
You'll
line.
be dead.
Most likely we'll be dead already.
See, that already makes me feel better.
Oh, no problem.
All of us will.
I am as committed to this as I was to my previous endeavor. And you know exactly how that turned out.
murder on an island.
Not on an
Well,
island.
no.
But
It's
yeah.
so with the rest of the city killing each other for a couple of years.
Be fair, is that really your fault, Cassius? I mean, you didn't kill them. Apparently,
Jury's
ten-
out. Jury's out.
I don't.
Mm,
I'm gonna telepathically tell Dario, like, that's a very good question that I don't actually know the answer to anymore.
Oh, okay.
A little off-topic question. Sorry. Do you? We're quite up north here. Do you have one of those Goliath magic tattoo artists here? We had one in Greven, but yeah, that was a while ago. I don't think I'm gonna meet him soon.
Magic tattoo artist.
Are you becoming a barbarian?
No, maar die komen wel magic
He
tattoos
just,
zien.
want,
Like
he
altijd
just also
gewoon,
looks.
maar wij
He
komen
just
niet
also
meer
looks
terug in
tough.
Greven, dus...
Yeah,
Nou,
you're
wel.
spending
Ja.
big
Yeah, that's
money.
all right.
Ik heb ook iets nodig, is juist.
He
Thinking
just wants
that-
to look like a tough guy, and a tattoo will help.
Because tattoos are specific to barbarians, no?
No.
Nee.
Magical
No,
the
there's-
tattoo
tattoos
itself
free.
needs, but the magic
There's
Oh.
aspect of it.
magical tattoos, yeah.
Oh,
But
maybe. Yeah.
there are shamanistic in nature, let's say. Yes.
Would that
Um,
work on the grey blob that you are now, like out of character?
While Gord is making wrong life
I could
decisions,
think
I'm
so.
going to the toilet for a sec.
Yeah. I mean, sure, hun.
Yeah, I'll be
We
right
can we can get something sorted for you if you want to.
Yeah, I want to talk to one, see what they can do.
Let's see here.
No idea what it's gonna cost, but I want to inform about it. So
Yeah,
It's
well, for you,
about,
double. But
But it's a dwarf, there's less skin to cover.
I don't think that's the issue. It's the price.
she'll look up the information for a minute. Sure, but you know what? And she'll give you looks like a thimble of vingerhoed, but it looks like a tiny little silver cup. And you can see on this tiny little silver cup there are snakes engraved on it. She's gonna give this to you, Gordon. Baker's Alley. Jerry Axoon.
Axhoon?
Yes, I will give you his spelling.
Yeah.
So Gerald, but Jerry.
Yeah.
And I just saw that the conversation in the DnD channel. That's not true. She just rolled really fucking high. Okay. I have to give my NPC something. Yeah. He does that sort of thing, or at least I think so.
Right. Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome.
May I ask? You're all rogues and thieves, right? You know something about poisons,
We're
don't
nothing of
you?
the sort.
I mean, you know something about poisons and killing people, no?
Who told you
And
that?
I get this vibe from this place.
This is a tavern. Maybe if we poison someone, maybe the food is off, but that hasn't happened in a while.
Anyway, I need an expert on poisons or someone who can make me poisons. Is
Why
there
would a
anyone?
nice young man like you do that?
Because, and I show her two wyvern stings. These will not go forever. They will
Right.
not last forever. But in last city I went, there was nobody. The city we went before, everybody hated us and it was flooded and exploded. So I've been carrying them for a while, and there's never been anyone around to actually do something with them. And I think right now I'm in the right place.
So immediately she like lowers her hands. There's a certain way about this. But for you, son, I guess it's gonna be a long road.
Oh, drats.
You happen to have caught wind that this establishment might be under the purveyor of the Silver Serpents. Yeah, I could take those off your hands. What do you want with them? Want to sell them? Want to brew them?
Want to brew 'em? I want potions. I want a poison.
You want?
I know what these are, and they're very potent poisons. Poisons.
All right. Like Flint said, it's gonna be a couple of days. So if you want, for the sake of all of this, you want me to do it for you, or you want me to show you?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, if I can observe, sure.
All right. Come back tomorrow.
All right, perfect.
Cool.
Now, gentlemen, it's been great. Excuse me, I have to prepare for some other guests.
I understand.
Nice
It was
talk.
nice to you. I mean, started off pretty strange, but I think we got far.
She's already walking away. So the door opens. You're let outside now that the sun is a bit higher in the sky. And the city's alive again.
Weird. I'll mention to Dario, like, Dario, if you wanted a poison guy, like, you should have asked me. I know, like, at least, or I knew, like, at least 3 poison guys in this city that could have helped you with that.
Yeah, it
But,
was.
you know,
I've been carrying them for a while. Only Gordon made me realize I have them. You
Yeah,
see,
some unfinished business.
I tried. I was looking for an alchemist or something, but well, the further north we got, the shittier the places were becoming, or at least the more dead the places were
yeah,
becoming.
that is
So it's been a while.
that's fair.
I mean, the only time with really some activity was an old copper mining town where everybody was piss poor and quite unskilled. anything.
That is correct. But you found a poison guy, so that's good.
Yeah, good.
You got any other weird items or parts of monsters that we should know about?
No, only those two. We killed some wyverns back in the day.
At some point, I'm gonna have to sit you guys down and get the story of what exactly you all did back in the day.
We killed stuff,
Keep on
just like you did.
killing.
It was.
I mean, where were we going for the
very
the
different.
wyverns?
Because
Oh,
for one, I was never possessed before, and now I've been possessed like 1.5 times.
There we go. Life experience.
You'll get better at it.
yeah, it's only the third one that really makes a difference.
To be honest, it was kind of fun seeing them react to the shit I went through and see that they were also having trouble dealing with it all. I thought it was just me,
funny,
but it's just
right?
everyone.
I mean, they were shitting their pants, if I may express it like that. I mean, it was funny.
It
We
was
really
fun.
dropped
If
the
it wouldn't have
bombshell.
been horrifying, it was quite fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it is horrifying, but somehow I got used to it. I mean, you learn to live with the knowledge.
And
That
that
having-
is the most horrifying part. That you grow
yes.
used to seeing shit like that.
Well, I did. It took me a while.
It grows on you.
I don't even want to know what's literally growing on you or in you.
Well, apparently you've stolen quite a few hearts. Flint has a crush on you. The lady girlfriend from yesterday has a crush on you.
Okay, Flint
Who else?
definitely does not have a crush on you. Do you think she has a crush on me?
No one can tell.
The lady from yesterday. Even I could tell. And the other lady said
Can I
that
inside check
Flint-
Nolan to see if he's bullshitting or not?
Go for it. Persuasion or deception, Nolan? Don't think this is important enough to hide it, but
But I never bullshit.
Yes!
now he rolls a 26 insight, everyone. On Nolan. On Nolan, he rolls a 26.
This is
The
the
other
highest stakes of
lady-
the entire evening.
The other lady said that Flint still had a crush on you and that he likes you.
I
So
don't think that's what she meant. But I was inside checking the other part about the gold from yesterday.
As far as you can tell, Nolan is very much telling the truth.
He seems convinced that she has a crush on me.
Yeah.
But he is Nolan.
Yes.
He is
He
Nolan.
seems convinced. But he is Nolan.
Social cues. Yeah.
The scales are balancing out.
According to
I-
my academic knowledge, she's showing every sign of a crush. Or something like that.
Yeah, but Nolan's like, of course I know it. I've read about it in a book.
Yeah.
yes.
Just gonna file that away for later. Okay, so I can't quite remember what happened on the night that I murdered Rollins and left Flint, right?
No.
That's what we're going with?
You know what you wrote down.
I know what
That's
I wrote
locked
down.
in. You never specified what happened to Flint.
Yeah. What
So
exactly?
maybe you didn't murder him at all.
No, the guy's definitely dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but maybe you didn't murder him.
Maybe I didn't murder. Nolan? Hypothetically, if I couldn't remember something,
Yes. Yes. Oh, want me to delve in your mind?
could you find it? Like, why can't I remember something? Because it's definitely something that I would remember, but I can't.
I could ask very specific questions, triggering memories, and I can see them.
Like, have you heard of something like that happening?
What happening?
What
Well,
people
amnesia.
having? Yeah,
But
that's the thing.
I've read about it.
Of course. Yeah. How desperate am I to know? To know this? I kind of. Okay. I'm gonna come back to
amnesia
this.
is something very normal.
I'm gonna come back to this later tonight when we found the place to sleep. Because I'm gonna need to.
You want to discuss the effects of amnesia in the evening? Well, look at you.
Not quite.
You're
It's fine. I'll
improving.
deal with that this evening then, I guess. Oh God, am I really gonna? Yeah, I am. Fuck.
By the way, I have maybe you should still work on your arcane link because during the whole conversation I was trying to reach you and I heard this voice. Uh, Unfortunately, all our lines are occupied right now. Please hold, and then some weird music
Yes.
started playing.
Unlike you, I'm not used to multiple people in my mind screaming things at me, so it does kind of get overwhelming sometimes.
Okay.
So that is an issue on my end, not your end.
You can make your weaknesses, you can turn them into strengths. You have a lot of strengths later.
So it seems we have some downtime.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to
Uh,
check out tattoo artist or?
Hanging about. Oh, I can join you, just looking.
Oh, were there tattoo artists here?
Yeah, there
I
was
missed it. Oh, nice.
Gerald,
Yeah,
Jerry,
go
Jerry
ahead.
Exune.
That's
I mean,
Tattoo,
good for you.
piercings, you do
Cassius,
all.
there's a place where you got yours.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's do
There's
that.
definitely one here, or the knowledge was here at some point.
Yeah. I mean,
do you
it
know-
would be the same guy you went to. Like,
Ah, then you know the way.
Could have asked him. Yeah.
I know where they used to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If they're still
Drinker's
there,
Alley
then-
is
All right.
Then on our way there, I'm gonna tell Cassius just to be just between FYI. I think I am the first Elinadar ever to meddle and dwindle with thief guilds this far, so often. I think I'm the first of my brethren.
That seems fair. I think you're doing a lot
Yeah.
of firsts
Yes,
for
and
the
I'm,
other
I'm,
guys.
seeing,
Well,
I'm
I-
seeing pretty horrible at all of them.
I do have
You
some
always are
doubts,
at the first.
Dario. I mean, your clan has quite a stain on their history. I'm not sure if they are as
Oh,
clean as
Oh.
you would think.
Now, to be fair, Dario, you see, they're doing fairly well. Because your first encounter with the other Thieves Guild in Carniville led to their complete and utter annihilation. The city
my
too,
fault.
but that was not your fault.
I think the
Um,
question we should ask during your time at the Elinadar, would you have been able to identify a thief guild?
Of course not. I didn't even know they existed.
There we go. Maybe you were raised in a thief guild.
Are you
I didn't
insulting
You
my
just didn't
past?
know
I
it.
would have one.
We taught him
Happy.
wrong on purpose.
Wait,
You were
yes,
in the
that's
Thieves
every
Guild all
time.
along. You just didn't realize it.
I mean, druids are very, very, very good thieves. They can just turn into a rat and just grab everything. Fucking D&D movie did that real well.
All right.
No, you've done remarkably well here. Given your
Oh yeah, by the
propensity
way,
for-
you want your stuff back?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay. I'm gonna try and snatch the coin from you while I do it with my other hand.
Okay. So sleight of hand versus versus his passive perception, which
Which is
is
21. I
Way
think.
too high.
yeah. Yep. Or you feel the tug as you are putting your bag on your belt. You feel like a little tug from Dario as he's just a little closer than he should be.
We go, Dario. Now's not the time for a hug. Oh, I see. Well, it was a good
Oh.
try.
I felt it to be the right moment. Never mind.
Well, someday you might succeed.
I would
You
like
know what
to,
your reward is if you do, so that should motivate you.
I would like to scour the city in search of books about or something, or information on how the entrapment of Helios could have worked, on how they could use the gods, as seeing there is a lot of old arcane stuff here.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So how are we going to do this? Pray tell, are you going to split the party in this city, or are you guys saying like, okay, we'll do one thing and then the other and stay in the group?
Well, we've got time, and this isn't well. They're not hostile anymore, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
say it's a friendly city.
I mean,
Do we
you're
want
not
Nolan or
safe.
Dario or
Yeah.
anyone to walk around unsupervised around
I
the
wouldn't
city?
split up. No,
Probably not, right?
no.
The thing is, how long would the tattoo take? How big of a tattoo do you want? If it takes
Face,
2
it's a
hours,
face tattoo. Yeah.
Full
Well, I just
body.
want to inform first. I don't know
46
if I can afford
stars.
it.
46
Yeah,
stars on
okay.
his head. Yeah.
I have no idea how long
Okay,
magic
yeah.
tattoos take, or
Then we
wanna
stick
know.
together, I guess, first. And then...
Yeah, we
And
could
what it
we could
costs.
see at the shop if they've got openings, how long it would take, how much money it would cost, and then decide based on that what and when and how we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, Mr. Gord, I am just going to send you some
Paintballs.
information.
Okay.
I think for roleplay purposes, you should also get a tattoo in real life if you're getting it in the
Don't be
end.
Yeah.
confusing
We should all
otherwise.
get like the matching
Especially
D&D
when
tattoo.
it's a facial tattoo.
Something with
Okay.
Nolan on
Does
our.
it give it magic properties?
We all get one big letter so that when we stand in a line with our chests, it spells no.
No, no,
No,
don't give
boy.
him ideas. Don't.
God, do you feel pain?
I feel pain.
Ah, okay. That's a
Just-
pity.
Hurt.
Otherwise, you could have been a real badass at a tattoo shop. Like, this doesn't touch me at all.
The guys who
Okay.
try the hardest to be that are the guys who cry the loudest.
Do you speak from experience, Cassius?
Well, I mean, I did get this one.
Ja.
Dus om kort, dus kijk even. Je kunt in die searchbar van boven tattoo intypen en dan krijg je alle tattoos te zien. Maar ik weet niet of dat in de safe gaat.
Ja, op 5e tools is ook alles precies in mijn
Mhm.
new player handbook gezet. Zei ik juist.
Wonderful. But let's not talk about what website that is.
Yes,
Selecteren
we mean
even.
the totally legally website.
Even zoeken. Ik
Great.
wou gewoon +1 strength, maar ik weet niet. Ik had heel lang uneven strength. En ik dacht dat dat kon.
Ja.
Want
yeah.
If only we've had those gloves of hill giant strength.
No.
We can still get them.
I'm sure you could
Where
ask
are
the
they?
DM to lower your strength by 1 so it's even again.
that's, yeah.
That's the problem. The fact that it's not even, that's the problem.
And drink some beer and intoxicate yourself.
I thought there was a standard like stat increase
guess that's
tattoo, but I don't see it
Tattoo of
anymore.
strength.
I thought it was only for barbarians.
Where's the other?
Is that a mark maybe? Well, we can look at it later maybe.
Okay.
But yeah.
So with that said, I will say, Boris, give me a investigation roll with advantage in terms of you finding what you need. Okay. So there is a library. I will tell you. I tell you this. Where is it? Here. So there is a library, but you know that this library is up in the Noble District. There are books available, but the one that was provided to Nolan with the information of the Erebus Moldavar was taken from one of the noble libraries. There is a grand library in the inner, let's say, hang on, how do we do this? The merchant district of the noble district, let's say, which is easiest to get in. And you currently can't get there. The best you have right now is just, yeah, books, overviews of gods, which, as so many times, barely talk about Helios. What you might try is use the scripture you have and try to discern more information out of that.
I will look into that, if at all possible.
Yeah. So if you want, then I will allow you another religion roll, unassisted, straight up.
Oh,
But nothing comes to you for now.
no.
This is going to be a long process to try and figure these things out. Okay, so I will say for the tattoo, if it does exist, well, let's say a +1 is not too big of a thing.
Misschien is dat een critical role gedaan, dat ik me daarvan herinner.
Ja, ik denk het.
Waarschijnlijk.
Homebrew tattoo.
Yeah.
Dat ruined is, ja.
It's, yeah, but we can figure something out. But I'm not gonna figure that out in the last 10 minutes of the session. Yeah, I know, right? Because it's not like I worked a full day speaking to people at the fucking was tentoonstelling dan nog. Ik heb morgen nog een volledige dag. But I will say you guys have the choice. Do you want to go back to the Golden Leaf now that you have somewhat reduced your stars,
Your
your GTA stars? Or do you guys want to find another small inn?
Another one. I don't
Or
wanna
you want
build-
outside the city is also a possibility again, of course.
either outside the city, or just a plain other inn, not aligned with the Thieves Guilds.
Well, the Golden Leaf Inn is not aligned with anything. That's their point. But they did tell me to get the fuck out because I am a
Yeah.
walking problem. So that's fair.
Yeah. I want somewhere else, but I don't know what you guys want.
We could sleep outside the city in Nolan's old people dome of warm comfort, or whatever it's called.
Probably the safest.
Yeah, it's alright. Just don't make it too hot, Nolan, or too small.
I cannot make it larger or smaller. There's a predefined volume.
Just don't
And
make it too hot. You
I
make it
don't
too
think
hot.
I never made it too hot. I've never heard anyone complaining about temperature.
There was this one time, I know, when the gnolls were attacking. You really stoked up the place. It was like an old man in winter.
Well, I am an old man and it's winter here.
Indeed. That's why I'm saying don't stoke it up too much.
That makes no sense.
I rarely do.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
None of
not.
you do. Well, but anyway, the day's still early now. So
I know.
Yeah,
if you guys
Yeah,
are not
you
doing anything,
you effectively have like a day of downtime that you guys
Yeah.
want to.
if you're
yeah.
not doing anything, I would like to find a quiet place and study.
I'll see what I want to do in the city.
Yeah. So for next session, you guys have some downtime. You can
Yeah.
plan what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I will say, unless you guys provoke anything, you are within the means of the city safe, so you guys can do what you want. I will give you that because you haven't had that in a while in a city. Certain facilities are, of course, unavailable. Okay, I will say, depending on what you guys want to do for shopping or preparation or whatever, all that, at some point you will be contacted to return to the Silver Cup Tavern and a more, because I have to change some things with the things that have been discussed.
Healing potions would be nice.
Yeah.
Nolan, where exactly, what kind of place do you find to study?
Either like a library here, small library, quiet place.
There is a smaller library, which I guess you would run into Boris at one point, who is looking for books that aren't there in this library. But it is small. It is not well maintained. But this is not for the books that you're here, I guess, right?
No, I'm going to do the spell. I'm trying work my spell craft.
Yeah.
Crafting. So that will be a.
Yeah. As you're in this library, you are alone. There's not much interest, or maybe there's one of the librarians that just walks past and puts some books away, takes some books and walks, but nothing really there. Until at some point the librarian just stops and says, excuse me, have you been here for a while? Have you been here long?
But what define long? More than a day? Hours?
Hours, yes.
Yeah, quite a few, yes.
Have you haven't taken any books?
No. Why? Are you missing any book? Are you missing some books?
Oh no, it's just, well, I wouldn't assume that a man like you would. And she motions, and all the books are in the wrong order. Like you can immediately tell. Like these, there's no alphabetation. There's. Oh well.
How? Which system do you use?
Well, not that, but it's fine. Probably some kids who came in earlier and.
But I mean, kids. Some kids can't just rearrange everything in
yes.
a few moments.
Well, that's true. Well, regardless, I will deal with it. Sorry to bother you.
This is the first time this happens.
Yes. Well, we have some books missing now and again, but that's normal here.
And which books are missing?
No, I mean thieves. Nothing of peculiar interest. I'm just speaking globally. It's fine. I'm sorry to bother you. We'll deal with that later. It's fine. Thank you. And she walks off.
Question: are you referring to the books that they showed the day before, and the thief girl stole them, or
who knows? With that, you return to your writing, and you hear something fall.
Well, I go towards the thing falling. Who would that be? Old acquaintance.
You see a number of books fallen, and you see someone putting them back, but in the wrong order.
No. Oh, mister, you're making a mess of the whole library. You should alphabetize these.
And you see someone wearing a burlap sack with long strands of a few hairs, a wrinkled face, and now still a bit of a nose. a face that is slowly shaping itself in what it used to be. A confused look in little pinpricks of light inside the sockets of this dried corpse.
Do I know this is grass?
Is this the first time we've met? And that's where we're in the session, because that's exactly 11 o'clock.
Already!
Shit, man.
Already! So soon.
He's back.
Yeah, but
Ay, ay, ay.
Looking for something. All right.
oh boy.
Dank u om Nolan af te zonderen.
Yeah.
He never
But others
stopped.
that are for the other party, Hubert.
Nice.
Ja, maar we weten nog niet eens dat Gret weg is. Allee, that he's got a body now.
Not really, no.
No, so I was thinking about like waiting for the whole part but now you guys are gonna get scattered in the wind, so
Yes.
I took my opportunity. Is this the first time we've met?
This is still the same day as the conversation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
then
you
you
guys
know
have
the-
this day.
Yeah, because I need Nolan to figure out why I can't remember stuff.
There you go. Sorry guys that I maybe harped up a little bit too much of the Sopranos today, but I had to.
Oh, it was very
Don't
good.
worry
fun.
about it.
It was super fun.
This is very fun.
We will destroy
Uh,
the city next session.
This went way better than I expected, which means there's something we're not seeing yet.
I'll say the line, don't worry about it.
Alright.
I think it's yeah, I've been like hyping this up in my brain, like how is this conversation gonna go? And then I saw like a clip from The Departed, and I'm like, yeah, no, this has to be the same. So I literally quoted some of the pieces there.
Fine.
I tried to make him as unpleasant as possible. And yeah, he got his information. He got the information
He got what
he was
wanted.
looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't
So-
like it, but that's something else.
Not our problem.
No. Well, really.
But that's good, because if that wouldn't have been the case, we would have had a long,
That could have
drawn
been.
out fight outside of the city to
I
the
think this
city.
went as well as it possibly could have done.
We walked in there, so we had no choice.
Yeah,
It-
just had
I
to
give
present
you
a
multiple
bigger
off
problem
ramps.
than Cassius, that's all.
It's yeah, it's. I mean,
Yeah, but they could have gone bang. Cassius dead. All right, now let's talk about this problem.
yeah.
That would
It's.
have been.
It was
acceptable.
like with Malachi, there was a failure state, but this time you guys didn't get to it. Mostly because of a 20 now and again from a certain elf, but that was a good persuasion roll. That was a good,
I
a
rolled
good
like
sentence.
3 with advantage, and I couldn't get above a 10.
I know you really
So-
ruined my. I mean,
That
I
would have
give you
been a
one,
very
yeah.
meaningful moment if it helped at any point. Yeah.
My persuasion, my portent wouldn't have helped Cassius with your shitty
No,
plus
no,
one.
no. I get a -1.
minus
Ah,
one.
okay, then it wouldn't have helped anyway.
And yeah,
Again,
you
if
know,
Cassius has to start talking to people, it means he's fucked up.
yeah,
The
and
last
it's
resort
fucked
to
up
fun.
plenty here.
They're not supposed to see me.
I don't want to socialize.
Okay.
They're not supposed to know I am there.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. So
Alright.
I mean, there's still ways, you know, like you said, there's ways of having someone killed without actually having to do it yourself, right? So we'll see how things go and how in what mood Jack Nicholson is in the next time.
Yes.
With that, guys, I'm going to turn off stream. Thank you for watching, one person, and Gord catching up. Bye-byes.